Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Your tongue.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check on a 1, 2, on the way to third. Mic check, like I said, mic check.
This?
You can't miss it. Mic check, 1, 2 on the way to third. It's fly, taking off like birds. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Welcome back to another Corny Combo Station podcast.
Hey. Shout out to all the new listeners. And shout out to all the returning listeners.
Shout out to everybody that was thinking about responding and thinking about emailing, but has not yet emailed.
It's all good. It's all good.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, actually go ahead and check out our last episode and listen all the way through.
Absolutely.
And there's a mega surprise on that last episode.
Absolutely. Before we jump into all that, this is episode number 39. So
39.
39. You know, wine, fine, 39.
And who are you?
It's your boy Ria. For the returning individuals, you should know by now, I'm Romantic Ria. And for the newcomers, I'm Ratchet Ria. And you get to know me. And sitting beside me, all in my personal space. Standing at 6'3".
He has an ashy nose, people.
Standing at 6'3", weighing at 97 pounds. K. Money. We your host at Corner Couple Station, and we are about to jump right in it. And since we on the subject of wine, that's what we talking about, people.
What is your favorite wine?
Psych. We already know. We got a lot of wine connoisseurs out there, but
we love personally sangria.
Absolutely,
we
sangria.
Feel like it's
yeah, sangria. Shout out to San Antonio.
Buenísimo.
Yeah. Shout out to San Antonio too. You know, sweet reds and whatever like that. Sangria. But this episode is not about wine. It's something close.
Which now, Ria, let's have a glass.
Yeah, man.
But
look,
can't.
People. She's been on this water challenge, and before we jump into all that, this episode is about bitterness. And that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Wine. Unless you like your sweet wine.
Oh, no.
Unless you like your bitterness. But since we got that out the way, we're going to be talking about a little bit of bitterness. Back on wine. Number 39, wine fine. When the last time you drank some wine?
I don't know. When was the last time that I drank
know it was sometime
wine?
last year.
It was, definitely last year. But it was way before, the fall semester started.
It's been a while since.
Oh my goodness. I think
it's been a while not only since we've drunk wine, but it's been a while since we've drunk alcohol.
Period, yeah.
Yeah.
Since last August?
September, yeah. Because we went to the little convention. Oh. So shout out to all the people that put the bottle down for a while.
Wow.
We wasn't really.
No, we were like one glass type of people.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But those are really big glasses. Fish bowls. But dang, man. Yeah. It's been a while since we had some wine. So shout out to everybody that is drinking wine right now.
Oh, wow.
And if your wine ain't bitter, you've had bitter wine before, because all my wine connoisseurs, you had to taste multiple types of wine before you found the one.
Are kind of like really, really bitter. Yeah. I mean,
tart.
I've had
tart.
Like I've had some white wine where it's like, it's like, I'll drink this,
right?
But for like, I don't know, for joy, like you guys literally choose this.
Remember, before we jump onto the topic, since we are on the topic of wine, we just really led wine into what we were talking about, the bitterness. But before we jump into bitterness, remember when we had that wine? It was some real cheap wine, but boy, did it have us twisted.
What?
When we were laughing the entire time.
No, that was just Moscato, I thought.
Yeah, okay. For me, Moscato is pretty cheap.
Yeah, it really is.
So shout out to
really cheap.
Shout out. Well, it's affordable.
Yeah.
Because
it's
guys,
$5. Yeah. Or and the big one is like $8.
Bro, it's cheap for wine.
Yeah, that is really cheap. Moscato. And
because my wine is $10. So yeah, and that's very cheap, because there's some wines out there, man. You go to Rue Chris.
Yeah.
Which I've never been. I went in there to use the restroom. They tried to charge me. I was like, it's over with. I'm gone. But
they got the little hand boy that it's like,
Yeah. And he asked me.
Lint rolling your suit while you're
I'm
in there.
using the restroom. I'm like, bro, I got it. I know. $2 for me to wipe, sir. Bro, wipe what? What are we wiping here? But
Well, sir, your suit.
oh, okay. I was using the restroom and you said wipe. I got a little nervous. But yeah, I think a glass of wine was like $60. That better be a big glass.
Yeah.
That better be
Remember the
Happy Mexican margarita glass.
Oh my goodness.
It better be.
Okay, can I tell you a secret? All right, so once upon a time when I was underage,
Yeah.
I went to Happy Mexican.
7.
And I guess I looked my, like, you know,
You were
over
7.
21, which
you were 7.
I can
you
understand.
22.
Like I can look under 21. I mean, over 21.
Yeah. When you're 7, I
but
don't know.
now I look more so like under 21, which sucks. But you know, because they always ask me.
That's
for
good
my
because
IDs
as you get older, you know,
I look younger.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a glass of wine. So this ain't really about bitterness, people. This is romantic Ria giving all the shout outs to the people that's up in age. Hey, you aging like fine wine.
Okay.
You getting better with time.
Okay.
That's romantic Ria. That's all I got for today. That's all we have for this episode. All right, y'all.
Yeah,
y'all have a
right.
good weekend.
No, and let me tell you. So I went to Happy Mexican,
Right.
and I believe that I was with other girls, and we were just going out because it was like kind of like.
Is that racist?
What do you mean?
Happy Mexican.
And here we are. We're 3 happy Mexicans.
Well, never mind. If it's true, it ain't racist. If it's true, it ain't racist.
I mean, we were happy. I mean, we were in there. We were like, oh yes, please. Like, let's get the cheese, the white cheese dip, and everything. And you know, we were really happy, and we just told of course, like both of the girls that I was with, they were over 21, but I was I think I was still like either 20 or 19. Right. But you know, they were both over 21, and I was kind of jealous because they were like, you know, yeah, can we?
And what were y'all doing up there?
Mango margarita. We were just going up there. We were eating, and then we were about to study.
Okay, so drunk studying. Okay.
Yeah, it sticks.
There you go, people. Drunk studying. Nothing like it.
It sticks.
You get confidence when you're drunk. So when you studying, you confident, you got it. But when the test comes, you're like, where's that margarita? I need my confidence back. Okay, carry on.
And you know, we were drunk studying. Oh wow. Thanks, Ria.
Shout out, Professor.
Does it even
Professor? You got all your students out here drunk studying. Everybody got hungover taking a test. Okay.
And listen, and we're literally we're so happy. You know, we're eating the cheese dip. We're extremely motivated to just pass this exam. And I think I would believe this either was statistics or finance, which both of them suck.
Absolutely, especially when you're drunk.
Yes,
because you spend the most money when you're drunk. You don't calculate nothing. You are on an endless budget when you're drunk.
Oh my goodness!
Shut up! Oh, look,
hilarious,
terrible.
And here we are, where they're like, "Yeah, can I actually get a mango margarita?" And then you know the other girl was like, "Yeah, can I get a strawberry margarita?" And here I am, like.
Can I get a...
And here I'm like, oh, y'all are really going to do this to me?
And
the guy didn't even, you know, I looked at them, and they looked at me.
And they looked at me.
And I looked at the waiter. And the waiter said, what may I get you, ma'am?
One hot sauce margarita. one green salsa.
That is, no. That's really racist now. You talking about Happy Mexican. No.
You're my best friend. I can do that. One green salsa margarita, please.
And I literally was like, you know, I'm literally like, all right, well. He's asking me what I want. Let me tell you what I want.
With your entitled voice. Finally, you get to me. Jeez.
And so I'm like, yeah.
I'm thirsty.
I would like a strawberry margarita, please. And the guy's like, cool. Doesn't check our IDs or anything. He's just like, you know, just excited
here, brother.
to get, like, he's going to get tipped.
No, he's going to get fired. FDA is listening to this episode, and we'll be out to you. What was his name?
I don't know.
I'm snitching.
I'm not a snitch.
I'm snitching. I don't even know his name. I'm snitching.
Get you. But, and so literally I was like, you know, and he brought the margarita out. And of course, like, man, I've never had a margarita from Happy Mexican before. Of course, because I was underage. But like, this margarita,
fat.
Gigantic. Like
I need a glass of wine like that from Ruth Chris.
Gigantic. I need a glass of wine like that, period.
From Ruth Chris.
No, not from Ruth Chris.
So when this...
Period.
Because
I still wouldn't pay $60 for that glass.
No, it's over. No. I'm going on this. I'm gonna join you with this. I just told her before the podcast that Maybe
He's
some of
gonna
you
join
guys have
me.
already joined. I'm gonna join you with the water challenge. So I'm only gonna drink
So-
water. There is no expiration date. We're just gonna rock it out as soon as we can.
So let me tell you, the hardest thing about
I'm sorry, as
my
long as we can.
water challenge was the first of the year because
yeah. Once you get in that zone after the
yeah,
first
like it's not hard. Yeah,
after the
I want
first 20
wine.
days, after the first 20 days, you
Mhm.
in your zone, it's all down here from there.
It's like, yeah, I want wine, sure, but I honestly,
You don't crave
I'm
it.
so excited to just wake up and I'm like, yes, I get to have water, and
Man,
throughout the
look
day,
here. Your
drink
first
water.
glass of wine,
and
our first glass of wine, because we haven't drunk
Mhm.
wine since way before September, but our
yeah,
last alcoholic beverage was
I think we just had
in
a lime
September.
beer.
Yeah, in September.
Yeah,
So when we
just
drink
had a-
wine, boy, we're
just
gonna
had
be
beer.
asleep for a month. Shout out to everybody to go to sleep watching TV, drinking wine.
honestly, we almost napped after wine.
Absolutely.
We literally were. No, we there was no way. Okay, so we were over one of my neighbor's houses.
Hey, let's get back to this cheap
we-
Moscato. Man, we supposed to be talking about bitterness. People, listen, all y'all wine drinkers, stay tuned. Bitterness, we getting on it, but we gotta talk about how funny and hilarious this Moscato was. I don't know if it was the cheapness of it or whatever
we
it
just
was.
had so much of it.
Yes.
We just had so much of it
Oh
because
my
I remember
goodness.
we drank an entire big bottle of Moscato by ourselves.
Yeah, it was like 5% alcohol in there. What was it? Eight?
yeah,
5 or 8?
8%.
8% alcohol.
Yeah, we had the clear
And-
one too. So this is the strawberry mango.
Right. And then
Delicious.
it's sweet. So you're
Mhm.
drinking it.
And you don't feel it.
Exactly. And
So it's like you're like, this is juice.
yeah, it's juice. And then it
Until
catches
it
up with
hits
you.
you.
Yeah, it hits you. And then we just start, my eyes get low.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you, and you looking at me, and I'm like,
No, we're playing Jenga.
yeah,
too.
that's what we're doing.
playing Jenga.
And we're in the middle of playing Jenga, and I'm looking at you, and I'm like, hey, do you feel it?
It
So you
was
already
so
know what's going on when you
hysterical.
ask the question, do
The
you feel it?
fact that we were supposed to be playing Jenga with a whole bunch of other people,
Right.
but we were completely ignoring everybody else in there.
Sorry, little Destiny. Shout out to Destiny.
And Destiny, at the time, she was what, 4, 5?
4 or 5.
And it's hilarious. Now she's a second grader. But,
Boy, were we ignoring her.
oh my goodness. So she was
She
like
could have
a
told
whole
us the house was on
five.
fire, and we were literally laughing at her face
We were. And that was,
while we were ignoring her.
oh, it wasn't even, we weren't laughing at her. You were laughing at me because
I was
she
laughing at
talking
you.
to me.
And she was talking to you, and I'm looking at you ignore her, and I'm laughing, and she looking at me like, be quiet, she can't hear me. I'm like, no, she can hear you clearly. She's ignoring you. And I'm like, okay, we're going to be great parents one day. We don't even have kids, and we know how to ignore them already. And she was literally yelling in your ear.
She was.
She's saying,
She was.
kept saying, Ria, be quiet. She can't hear me. Karla, woo-doo, 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 woo-doo.
Yeah.
And I can't remember
And
what she was saying.
We were laughing so hard. I had this big old belt around my waist.
Yes.
And
By the end of the night, she took the belt off. And the funny thing about it,
I said, wait a minute. Before, I was like, why the heck do I have this belt on me in the first place?
that
I
was the
just
funny
took
thing
it
about
off.
it. When you're drunk, the truth comes out. And you were like,
This is so stupid.
why do I have this belt on
This
around
is
my
just
stomach
the
anyway?
Stupidest thing that I've ever done.
So you took the belt off, and boy, were we laughing.
We were laughing so hard, guys.
So that was the
That
last
was
time.
the Moscato.
Yeah, that was the last time. And we were
That was
sleepy.
the last time.
And we were sleepy because we were talking
Yeah,
about
we were
sleepy.
very sleepy. Yeah.
And so we were just like kids. We were trying to fight sleep,
Yeah.
but the only way to fight sleep was
Was
laughing.
to laugh. Yeah.
And boy, we were doing both.
Mhm.
And sorry, Destiny.
We almost went to sleep on their couch too.
Yeah,
But we were on the floor playing Jenga.
they had a party
Mm-hmm. They had a party. Man, we were not in the party
at all. We were there, but we wasn't there.
Yeah, we weren't there.
We were in a conversation, and like we wasn't
Yeah.
there. Shout out to you, Destiny.
Yeah.
But bitterness.
I
So
think she listens.
yeah, I think she does too. Sorry, Destiny. So bitterness, people. Bitterness. We got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
We have to get rid of it. And
And
even
a
if
lot of people.
if you don't, right, even if you don't suffer from bitterness, you might know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of saying, hey, you're bitter, we're going to come up with a nice, cute, clever name for bitter individuals until they alleviate themselves from their bitterness. And then we'll remove that name,
Yeah. I
Right.
think that the cutest nickname we can give a bitter person is not bitter,
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, come here, not bitter.
No. Then they're gonna say, "What you mean?" I think we should call what's something bitter. What about
Lemon pie.
Okay, lemon pie.
Lemon tart.
What about lemon tart? What about green apples? It's too long.
Yeah.
What about cranberries? Crayons.
Okay, crayons. That's ooh.
Crayons.
They're cranky and they're bitter.
Oh my goodness. So people, if you know a crayon at the top of your head, but you still have love for them because they cool, but they also still crayonish, just call them crayon.
Crayon.
Hey, crayon. They're like, hey, crayon. They're like, oh my God, girl, that name is cute. Where'd you get it? Oh, you crayon.
You're so cranny.
You cranny. Don't say it with a T. Say it with a C.
You're so cranny.
Cranny, people, not tranny. Cranny. So that's where we're gonna, it's not nice to call people names. So we make up a name. We can call them something we made up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So crayons.
Crayons.
It's very important that
bitter people.
Yeah. And it's not even necessarily the people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame people.
Their situation.
Their situation, exactly. Yeah. So that's why we're saying we're not going to call anyone in particular bitter. It's their situation. It's their circumstances. It could be their position in life. And we all can go through those things that can generate bitterness within our own lives. Because I've dealt with bitterness before, because especially when you think that you should be further off than you are, and you can become bitter, Yeah.
Or even, yes, that's a self-bitterness.
Exactly.
Or either you can be bitter towards someone else because of the situation that you're in. For example, if you have a roommate and that roommate does a certain thing that you've talked to her about.
Or him.
Or him, and yet they continuously
do it. Right.
You don't want to say anything to them, but now you're trying to ignore them.
Yeah.
You're trying to ignore them, not trying to really have a conversation.
Trying to make waves, right.
Just because you're giving them this silent treatment, then you're like, no, but because dude or girl is still doing whatever, and we talked about not to do.
And it can generate this.
Yeah, and it can be about,
crayon. It can generate that crayon. And that's what we don't want, people. If people.
And it can be something so small.
So small, so simple.
So small, like, she never washes the dishes.
No, that ain't small. Yeah.
That's big.
That's big. That's huge. You got New York rats walking on your counter.
No.
Wash them dishes. That's big.
Or it can be something like always brings people over.
Yeah. Oh,
when
yeah.
I'm studying.
When you're studying, really don't respect. Okay, people, let me share this with you, because this definitely is a crayon topic. If you have a roommate, your friends ain't your roommate friends. I don't care how many times they tell you they cool. Listen to your boy Ria. Look, they don't like your friends like you like your friends. So stop always inviting your friends over. That's.
And Ria, you had roommates before.
Absolutely.
And they did stuff that you didn't necessarily agree with.
Right. But, I let it be known in the most respectful way. Like, say, hey, yo, they come back over here again, I'm slapping all y'all. Respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warning. But really, because deep down, you really know whether or not, especially if you have a significant other, you're in a relationship, it's all about respect.
Yeah.
Love is law in my relationship, and I'm sure love is law in your relationship.
There are certain boundaries that you have to set in the beginning of the relationship.
Absolutely. And it's respect.
I mean,
that's what it's about. It's
can
not.
I just tell you this little quick story? So I'm watching Boy Meets World, and I know a lot of people know what that is.
Absolutely.
And
a lot of people don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. And so let me explain. Boy Meets World is a Disney Channel, so it's completely it's PG-13.
I think maybe PG.
Oh, maybe PG.
Yeah.
And I think it's PG, just PG. Yeah. And so it's perfectly safe for your kids to watch. And, it's also, they have really good life lessons in
Absolutely.
there.
I remember that show, man.
One
good
of
show.
them,
Real good show.
I loved it, and I still love it. And, one of the shows that I recently just watched was the girls were living with the third girl, and she was the tall, redheaded one. Yeah. With Topanga and the other one. And, of course, Topanga and the other one, oh, my goodness, I can't remember her name. Yeah. They both had Sean and Corey, which were their boyfriends.
Right, correct.
And so the third one was, she isn't in a relationship, and both of the other girls that are living with her.
She was a crayon.
Are.
Right.
And
she was becoming
I understand her situation because the boys were coming over, like they had a key and then were coming over.
Now that's wait, time out.
uninvited.
Stop right there. Okay, we ain't gotta go back to Boy
Yeah.
Meets World. People,
Uninvited, like
oh my, let's get on this
Yeah.
topic. Oh, let's stay on this topic. Good job. That was dope. Way to bring it out the woodworks. People, if you agree to have a roommate,
one of the things that you
got to
never
respect your
do.
roommate. You cannot.
give other people keys to
That's a
your
no-no.
safety.
Matter of fact, that's against the apartment policy. Like you at Lowe's making extra keys, like
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Right.
So people, a lot of I heard this a long time ago. A lot of friendships are lost when y'all move in together. Like why? Why are friendships lost when you move in together? Because you never know how people live until you live with them. It might be the same thing for significant others, but I don't recommend, whatever the case may be. But let's just keep it on a friend level. People,
Yeah. I remember. Oh my goodness! I remember
respect.
that
It's all about respect.
my best friend was
And-
like, "Let's move in together," and I was kind of shaky about that because I was like, "Well, no, we're good how we are, girl. I don't think
Yeah, that's why I never did that. Well, I did it because, of course, I had to. I played ball. So I had to, we had an apartment. But man, we were so tired, we didn't really have a life outside of basketball, All, so we was pretty much, and then, we didn't have time to have girls.
Yeah.
Girls over in the apartment. Matter of fact, Coach said it. He said, "Don't have girls in the apartment." So okay, Coach. But we were.
Yeah, a lot of people broke those rules. But
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, but not in 238. 238, boy, we were so tired. We ensured no girls were there. But the unique thing about, let's talk about self first before we can talk about others. I've been in positions where I felt this crannish type of feeling, overcoming me, and I was like, wow.
Was it because you couldn't do anything about it?
I think I expected myself from other people. And when people...
So what you gave, you expected it in return.
Exactly. So people... And this is completely... I know a lot of people are dealing with this. I know a lot of people that's listening to this are genuinely good people. And you give your goodness off, but it might not... You might not receive it. So people, don't allow that to create this energy of crayon in you because people don't give you what you give off. You know what I mean? You can't expect yourself from no one else. And I had to realize that. Yeah. And I began to get crannish towards people. And I had to get that out of me, man. You know what I mean? I had to get it out because I realized I had to take a step back and be like, whoa.
You had to evaluate yourself.
I had to evaluate myself. So people, you have to check yourself sometimes. And, having a BF like K Money over here, she allows me to check myself. And I'm able to ask her. And she gives me her honest opinion because I value her opinion. So people, you have to have people that are in your corner and,
are fighting as hard themselves, to be a better person.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can be in a friendship where one person is really trying really hard to be a better person and the other person is slacking off tremendously and it's just pulling you back because they're like, oh, come on, girl, it's not gonna hurt. Like, yeah,
their
you're in a relationship, but
their
you can still go to the club.
Yeah, people.
I mean, you can still go here and there, and you're like,
People.
why would I go? Yeah. Why would I get dirty when I just got clean?
Just got clean, people. This ain't church, but we having it, and that's a good way to look at it. Like, it's okay to have
just like your friend. You understand this analogy, but if your friend is telling you, come on, girl, let's go play outside. It's raining. It's muddy, but you just took a shower.
Right. No, for one, that's dope that you said that. For one, the friend that's inviting you to come dirty should respect you enough to and realize. She just took a shower.
Yeah.
So if people understand your situation and know your situation and they respect you enough, they wouldn't even invite you to do certain things. Yeah. My phone stopped ringing once my life changed. And
once you started to say no.
Once I started to say no.
And that's what we don't realize that.
And it bothered me at first, being keeping it real. It bothered me at first. And I've told you this before. And it showed me that people were only in my life when it benefited them.
Right. when you did what they wanted.
When you did what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And when I began
you
to...
didn't necessarily want that.
When I began to elevate and do other things, not saying that what they did was beneath me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I began to get a new perspective on things, and I did not desire to do certain things. Absolutely.
It's
so
really
people, don't feel guilty for growing up. Don't feel guilty for growing up.
It's just you don't do what you used to.
Exactly. But don't be bitter. Don't become bitter, because I made that mistake. Don't become bitter with the people
that don't want to change.
That don't want to change, and you thought that they were your friends.
Right.
No, everyone. They had a season. While you were doing whatever it was you were doing. Like
they were in your season.
They were in your season. Like we just said, we haven't drunk since September. There is nothing wrong with drinking if that's what you want to do. That's perfectly fine, because we did it. But the thing is, once we took a break from it, we didn't hear from certain people because they know, like, oh, they ain't drinking. They too good to drink, or they don't know. It's just,
or you kind of like hear chilling. That shade.
Yeah,
too.
Like, bro, we chilling.
It's like, nah, not them, because they're not gonna do this, or they're not gonna do that.
They too good, or So
and it's just like
bro, we're chilling. Like, we not demonizing drinking. We used to do it.
Yeah,
it's just we chilling right now. And you just said that you can't wait to get a glass of wine. Hey, when that time comes, we gonna drink a glass of wine. Our birthday's coming up, but we feeling disciplined enough that we might not even drink.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So we chilling.
I haven't even thought about that.
Me either.
Completely not. Our birthdays are coming. Our birthdays are actually 3 days apart, 4 days apart. And no, we are 3 days apart.
3 days apart, right?
Wow, we're 3 days apart. Our birthdays are 3 days apart. And our birthday is like the same weekend.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because I haven't even thought about just, breaking my challenge. Yeah. I mean, it's something that I'm not looking forward to doing, just because I committed myself to doing this.
And that's what it's about. And me as a friend, what am I going to do? Even if I was still drinking wine every now and then, or
wouldn't do it in front of you.
Have a bit, exactly. I will respect you enough and encourage you enough to stay strong and continue your streak. But people, I made the mistake. And when you outgrow individuals, not individuals, when you outgrow doing certain things,
I mean, and let me tell you,
don't become crannish towards the individuals that, if they don't hit you up anymore.
Yeah. And let me tell you, sometimes people realize that you've changed, and they'll try to get your opinion, try to get your help, because they want to as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's okay.
Everybody wants to be better. Everybody wants to be better.
Sometimes it's not their season.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you have those people that are like, hey, but I actually,
they're always going to remember you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up. They're always going to remember you, because they're going to say, who doesn't want to be better? No matter what it is that you're struggling with, we're not even talking about drinking anymore. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything. We're trust me. Let's
use
way
us
off,
for example.
Yeah, we're way off drinking. We're not even.
Let's use us for example. Like, you did a water challenge before I did.
Right.
So we did a water challenge around May of last year.
Right.
Together.
Right.
Now, Ria actually went apart for a while and did it by himself.
Right.
I didn't join him on the water challenge. I just didn't drink specific beverages around him.
Right.
When he was drinking just pure water. And now here I am, and he's still, he's not doing the water challenge anymore, but now I'm doing the water challenge.
Right.
And he respects that enough that he doesn't, not just kidding. He does drink Monsters around me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You make me feel bad, because I'm actually, if you heard the beginning of the episode, you heard it. I cracked open a Monster. Shout out Monster. Holla at your boy. We out here sipping.
Okay,
we out here. Hey,
I don't even
unleash the beast,
man.
It. And I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Like I said, Monday, I'm on the challenge. I'm on the challenge with you. But you said something that stood out to me, and everyone is in a different season.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes
this is the reason.
Do it together.
You can do it together, or you might have to be the trailblazer. You might have to be the individual to go before everyone. Mm-hmm. But you said something that stood out to me. We cannot have this crannish mentality. We can't be cranberries. You want to know why? Because the very person that no longer called you to do certain things, when they are ready and willing to grow up, who are they going to call?
You.
They're going to call you. But that's why you can't have a crannish mentality, because you guess what? You got to help them now. Mm-hmm. You have to help them.
And you're not able to help them if you're still bitter towards them.
Yeah, if you're bitter towards them, you can help. And the reason why I'm able to speak on this, because it happened to me.
And it happened to me as well.
We're human.
Like,
we're human.
Yeah. And I realized that this week, actually, because I'm going through something where I kind of feel like I'm escaping or like kind of ignoring certain individuals.
Right.
And I had to realize, and I had to check myself and be like, well,
that's dope. You had to check yourself. That's dope.
Because of the situation, it doesn't mean that I stop being who I am.
Right.
Just
you can't
to,
be. That's
just
it.
to try to consistently remain this really hard, ignorant
because that's not you.
And
that's
unhappy.
Not you. So people do not become something that you are not just so you can show the person that I'm good without you.
My back
without
is
you.
itching.
Yeah. Just to show the people that, you're good without them. You can be good without them. And the best revenge is not necessarily revenge, but the old saying is the best revenge is what? No revenge at all. So just keep living life, being joyful, having fun, being you. You just don't do certain things. But that person is going to call you one day.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing.
You have to be ready.
You have to be ready. You have to be willing to help them because that's how the tables turn. They will call you, but you cannot deny them.
And the best way is if you constantly have to stay ready, You have to stay ready in order to help somebody. If you're not ready, then you're not. How are you ever going to help someone that is in need?
Absolutely.
You never know when they might come to you. And
you
gotta
expect
help them. Yeah.
You got to help them. But the only thing, it's not that you don't have the means or the information or the resources to help them. It's that you remember when they left you hanging. Mm-hmm. But if you're not bitter, you have no bitterness in you.
We talked about this.
If you have no bitterness in you, guess what you can do? You can help them with it. That doesn't mean that you have to let your guard down and y'all go right back to who y'all were. No, but you can at least be great enough within your own skin and thriving in your new self. Look, I can help you. No problem.
Right. And one thing that we talked about too was if you constantly remember what people did to you, are you forgiving?
Absolutely.
Or are you still bitter?
Yeah.
And so one thing that we practice is forgetting. Because when you truly forget, that's when you forgive.
Because the old saying says you forgive but never forget.
Yeah.
That's not forgiving.
Is that forgiving?
That ain't forgiving. Because if you never forget, I'm not saying continuously allow people to hurt you in the same manner or in the same way. However, don't have this bitterness toward you because I suffered from this. When I hear that person's name or when I think about that, how they did me, I would get some type of feeling. Don't allow anyone to have that type of control over you.
Yeah. Same.
Don't allow anyone to have that type of control over you. You can hear that individual's name.
I think I still struggle as well. I still have
certain
parts of me where, it's like.
But guess what we got to do?
Which is like, it's okay because, I had a long time ago, I still remembered what happened to me in 6th grade. Yeah. But now I kind of I forgot. I don't remember anymore.
I don't remember. So look,
and so that's really good because I still remembered in high school.
If you heard my,
and that was still present in high school.
If you hurt my feelings in 6th grade, look here, I give you a hug because I don't even know you. But people, that's what it's about, man. Yeah, we can't be crayons out here. We got to be strawberries.
You grow and you forget. That's the best way of forgiving.
We got to be sweet juices out here, man. We can't be.
You can't be raw.
Bitter Betties. Can't be that.
Cranberries, yeah.
Can't be cranberries out here, people.
Because if you've never had a cranberry out the bag,
we're talking about the hard one. We ain't talking about the sweet and dried cranberries.
Oh my goodness.
We're talking about natural, raw, right out the water, ocean spray, not the juice. I mean, bam. You like what?
Yes.
Okay, oh my God.
I had never, ever bought the original little ocean spray bag. Yeah. Until I did a cranberry
You talking about you have some good pee? Good strong pee? Boy, urinary tract infection, gone. You know what I mean? You talking about your pee, boy, you are. It sounds like Niagara Falls when you go into the bathroom. Good, strong, clean urine. Ocean spray, holla at your boy, man. We doing infomercials all day, man. Holla at your boy.
and I promise you, I tasted it, I bit into one, and I said, oh, what the heck? I said, oh my goodness, because
where the sugar?
Because Ria was like, have you never had a cranberry? I was like, no, I've never had a cranberry. I've never had just original raw cranberry. Like I've
Right.
always had the little
The
dry
dry
cranberry
one,
ones.
the sweet dry
The
ones.
the sweetened kind, because Lord knows.
Oh yeah, they fire.
Oh my goodness.
Bomb.
And I was, it's so different, guys. It's so different. So when you are raw and you are bitter and you're a cranberry, you're a completely different person from
You're a different person. That's
when you
dope.
forgive.
That's dope. That's a dope analogy right there. Hold on. You own to something. People, write that down.
How do you?
Right. Hey, people, rewind it. Write that down. So when you say that one more time. So when you're raw, you're bitter. But when you get pressed down and you go through something, you become sweet. Give me
Okay.
Some. Give me some.
Okay.
Give me some.
Okay. You broke it down even further. Okay.
We out here doing math, people.
Math.
We out here doing fractions. We're reducing it to the smallest form.
Simplifying. Simplification.
So people, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Get rid of, and if people have no signs of being simplified and becoming sweet, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because bitterness is contagious.
And can we say too
We
that
can say it
it's
all.
it's safe to say that bitterness also holds you back.
Mm-mm.
It holds you back, big time.
It ain't safe to say. It's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's guaranteed. Bitterness is hardness of the heart, and if you have a hard heart, that's a heart clog. Your heart is clogged up, and it can't pump blood. And if you have bitterness, it can't pump love. It can't pump happiness. It can't pump joy.
Mm-hmm.
So people, if there is anybody in your life that you feel cringy about when you hear their name, see a picture, think about them, or whatever the case may be,
to forget is to forgive.
Man, listen, forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can be as sweet as you are meant to be. I don't care if they did something very horrific. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
But in order to get anywhere, you got to start it, you know?
And I know a lot of people are like, you've all had that one time.
I've had it.
Sitting
I'm
down.
speaking from personal experience, people.
And
if you are suffering with bitterness, people, that's a normal emotion.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's welcome. It's invited.
Yeah.
No,
and
don't condone it.
It's not okay.
No, don't condone it.
It's not okay.
It's holding you back. You're great. It's holding you back.
Because I know a lot of people are sitting down right now and they're like, you're remembering, man, you're right.
Even if it's not you. Even if it's not you.
Happy and jolly and like what happened?
What happened?
That bitterness that you're still pressing
that's what
down
it is.
on.
Yeah.
That's what
it chipped away.
Is not allowing you to be great and happy and joyful again,
Absolutely.
just like you were once upon
And we're
a time.
speaking from personal experience, you know. And even if it's not you, if you are still the beautiful, vibrant, loving, joyful, kind, giving, courteous individual that we know that you are, and corny because you're listening to us, maybe you know somebody that's a cran.
Yeah.
Look here. If you love them, introduce them to this podcast. Maybe something would be beneficial. And even if you don't introduce them, share some advice. Say, hey, look, you know, it seemed like something is bothering you. You seem weighed down. You seem heavy. Here's some advice, you know. Forgive whoever hurt you. Forgive them, you know.
And
forgive them.
And
forget it. That's what forgiveness is. It's for it's wiping the slate clean.
Yeah.
It's not.
A lot of times we can't do anything about it anymore.
Wipe the slate clean.
I mean, the only time that you had to do something about it was at the time that they hurt you. Right there and then.
Right.
But if you didn't do anything, stop thinking about what you should have done.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about what you could have done.
No.
Stop thinking about what you will do.
No, it's over with, people.
Yeah.
Forgive them so you can move on.
Forget it,
you know.
And
Bitterness is poison. And if you are still holding on to something for somebody, like I had to realize this. Bitterness was poison and it was taking me out. And I realized bitterness was me taking that poison and hoping that the person that I was holding that bitterness again was affected by it. Mm-hmm. So think about it like that, people. If you are bitter towards somebody else, that person is living their life. They don't even know or realize that you are bitter.
Yeah. And like
them.
we say all the time too, there are billions of people in this world. Yeah. When you meet a new person, you can be happy. You can be joyful. You can. You are renewed. You're brand new. You don't hold anything against them because
you are renewed.
And when you do, if you do meet someone new and you hold something against them, is because you have this barrier.
You had this barrier. Yeah. You can't even fully trust someone. I hear people say it all the time. I'm afraid to. I can't trust. I'm afraid to get hurt again. Listen here. You need to go back mentally to that old relationship, and you need to forget it, not forgive it. Forgive. You need to forget it. So you can get into this new relationship. You could be missing out on your new boo thing. You could be missing out on your new sugar tot, sweet plum sugar booty. You could be missing out on that, people. Go get your sugar plum butt.
Yeah.
Man, what is wrong with you?
Also, one thing that Cassie
learn.
said, when you're down there,
Pick
something up.
Exactly.
So
forgetting don't mean be crazy and
just do the
same thing over again. No.
Nah,
you
crazy.
learn
Crazy.
exactly. You learn something from it. So when we saying forget it, we're not saying
forget it and do it all over again.
No, we're saying forget the person that hurt you, but never forget the experience. So now you know what to look forward to and how to address and approach certain situations. Yeah. So you're forgetting
also,
the person.
There's so many things that,
not what you learn from
it's like, this experience is completely different from what I had with the other experience.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're different people and they might do different things. Yeah. And your job is to just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
And really be really wise.
Yeah, because
you're wiser already because you've already been through something.
You've been through something. Use that to your advantage, people. So, like I said, it might not even be you. It might be someone that you know. It could be someone that you truly love and you see their potential. That cranberry mentality, that crannish mentality could be the very thing that's delaying them from getting to the potential that you know they are worthy of having. So people, go ahead, share, free your friend, free yourself, free the dog. If your dog bitter, if your dog walking around,
because you didn't give them that chicken bone.
You didn't give them the chicken bone. You say
it's okay because you're like, no spooky. I'm trying to save your life.
So you don't. Yeah. But
share the advice.
Share the advice.
Trying to save their life.
Yeah.
Because bitterness can eat you up and can cause so many more differences in your life that it can cause, depression, anxiety, or even suicide, unfortunately.
Exactly, people. So that's what
save a life.
Listen, save a life. We will leave that with you. Man, you got me out here ready to go. Man, you got me inspired over here, man. So people, that's all we got for today.
We're so excited. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've made it so far into the podcast, we just want to say that we love you. We love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us in our Cran episode. 39. And stick around because the 40 is going to be so special.
Yeah. 40. Over
Here
the hill.
Let
me host Ria. Sitting next to me. Sitting next to me. Itchy back. Itchy glutes. Itchy feet. Just need a whole bath over here. K Funky. We horses. A quarter couple station.
And we will see you guys later.
Well, because we really just talking, we won't see anybody. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
We out.